So when you drink, does your family know how much you drink? How about your employer, your friends, your acquaintances? Are you known as the drunk or the lush in your group? Or maybe you're known to be able to handle your alcohol. Are you the angry drunk, the happy drunk? Are you known for anything related to your alcohol use? What's your label? Or have you managed to not be labeled? I used to shoot pool when I was drinking. I don't think I ever got labeled, although I wanted to be known as the best pool player in the bar. Sometimes I was pretty good, but usually I wasn't. You see, I usually went drinking with friends, but at some point in my life, I needed more alcohol than my friends did. And I didn't want to get one of those labels that us drunks get. So I would have some drinks before we went out. When I was there, I'd get maybe a shot or two when I went up to the bar to get a round of beers for my crew. So yeah, I didn't shoot very good pool because no matter what I hear so many people claim, you don't shoot pool better when you're drunk. Oh, and after shooting pool and we all went home, I'd have a few more drinks when I should have just gone to bed. I did have a good time for a long time drinking alcohol. Yes, I had some negative consequences, as many people that drink too much do. And as time went on, I started to need to drink a lot of alcohol just to feel okay. But I still enjoyed the feeling alcohol gave me. I did have some nagging issues though. I was super worried about what others thought. I didn't want that label of like, Terry's a lush, or man, I think Terry has a drinking problem. I didn't want anyone to know my secret, and I was good. No one ever found me out. Sure, I made some mistakes. I got caught drinking too much here and there, or caused some problem because of my drinking, but I was always able to finagle my way out of the situation. And I never got that label I was so afraid of getting. I was able to just keep on drinking as much as I wanted to. And yeah, it was a lot. This is how so many of us alcohol drinkers are. We become proficient in hiding our alcohol consumption just enough to where no one really knows how much we drink. So why did I even care what others thought? Well, first of all, I wanted to keep drinking, and I didn't want to go through that serious conversation from a loved one where they're going to tell me that I drink too much and they care about me and my well-being, and maybe I should think about quitting alcohol and going to rehab or something like that. And second, I was afraid to push my family and friends out of my life, even though that's exactly what I eventually did so I could keep on drinking. So if I hid my drinking and no one knew how much I drank, I could just keep going. I could keep getting that wonderful feeling I get when I drink alcohol. But here's the problem. If you relate to any of what I'm saying, pay attention to what I'm going to talk about next. I hid my drinking. I lied about my drinking. I got out of situations that my drinking caused. And I paid the price when I did get caught. But nobody knew that I was a raging alcoholic. And what happens when a raging alcoholic can keep drinking with impunity? It gets worse. It gets a lot worse. I don't care who you are. If you're addicted to alcohol and you keep drinking, it will get worse, and it will continue to get worse, as you will need more and more alcohol to get that same feeling you used to get before. And that's what happened to me. My drinking got worse. I needed more and more. Negative consequences started to stack up, and it was becoming more and more difficult to hide my drinking. The only thing that allowed me to continue the way I was going was to push people I cared about out of my life. Then came quitting the job. Then came isolation with just trips out of my home for the bare necessities and of course, more alcohol. You know, I used to think that my story was unique. And yep, I've been through some things that not many people have been through. But I've heard so many stories of alcoholics that have had similar stories as mine, and many that weren't anywhere near as bad. Some that were a lot worse than mine, but unfortunately, many that didn't make it to sobriety at all. But it doesn't have to be this way. I didn't want to quit drinking alcohol. I liked the feeling alcohol gave me until the very last day I drank. But my life was going downhill. It was slow at first, but then it became very quick. I was fortunate. I still had a home and some friends that truly cared about me, and they encouraged me to finally get some help. But what was it that actually got me to stop drinking? Was it those loved ones that encouraged me to stop? I would say that, yeah, they were a factor, but nothing was going to make me stop drinking until I truly wanted to stop. And for me, what made me truly want to stop was a realization that the next thing I was going to lose was actually more important than the alcohol. If I kept drinking, I knew I wouldn't survive. So I did everything I possibly could do to stop. Sobriety became my top priority in life. You see, you need to understand that if you have a problem with alcohol, sobriety has to become your top priority. You might think that all those other things in life are more important, but if you don't get sober and stay sober, you very well may not have those other things that you think are so important. I was giving up everything life had given me for alcohol. But finally, I was able to stop drinking and gain back everything I had lost and more. And you can gain everything back in your life too. You just have to give up that one thing, alcohol. Yeah, it's not easy, but you can do it. Go to a doctor, go to a meeting, join our sobriety program at talksober.com. Stop thinking about quitting and start taking action to stop drinking. It's tough in the beginning. But so are many things that you start for the first time. It gets easier as you learn how to live a sober life. But what I found was that even that first day sober was better than any of my drinking days because I no longer had to hide what I was doing. I could live an honest life, and honesty is so much easier than a deceitful life. Go check out TalkSober.com for our sobriety program where we can help you learn how to live a life where alcohol is no longer an issue. We're going to teach you how to live a life where a sober perspective is just what you do. Thanks for watching.